Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss problem from the core forces round 668 division 2. So the problem title is permutation forgery. So here what is mean by permutation? So let's say if we have an array of length n and all the elements of that are distinct and it is ranging in between 1 to n, okay, in a arbitrary order. So for example, if we have an array like it contains 2 3 1 5 4, so in that case 1 to 2 is not a permutation because 2 is repeating, okay. uh, yeah, so again 1 3 4 is also not a permutation because the length is 3 and 4 is greater than the 3, okay. So what we have to do here, initially we are given a permutation of p. So basically they are saying it as a fingerprint f of p, that is a fingerprint of p. So what it does is it is just a sum of adjacent elements like p1 plus p2, then p2 plus p3, p3 plus p4, and so on until the n minus 1 plus n, okay. And then we have to sort it, so that is a fingerprint. So what we have to do, we have to find the p dash which generate the same fingerprint, okay, but there has to be at least one index which is different than the pi. So pi is not equal to the, or should not be equal to p dash of I, okay. So here like in terms of input we are given the t number of test cases, then n it is ranging between 2 to 100, and for all of that n elements there is a p1 p2 pn elements, okay. So that is a one permutation. So for example, there are 3 test cases. So in the example 1 there are n is equal to 2, so the permutation given is 1 comma 2. So if we take a sum of it, so it gives us the 3 as a fingerprint, okay. So this is the fingerprint value 3, and if we want to generate the p dash, so we can this is just more or less the observation problem, I would say. So if you reverse this, so it will form the different indexes for I, sorry, for the 0th index and the first index. So 2 comma 1, it is also giving you the fingerprint as a 3, and like p of I is not equal to p dash of I, okay. So let's take another example. So for example, if 6 is there, so here so if we take a sum of all these elements, so it's going to be like this: 2 plus 1 3, then 1 plus 6 7, then 11 9 and 7. If you sort it, like again it will be in a ascending order. So if you want to generate the same fingerprint over here which contains the sum like this 3 7 11, so here sequence doesn't matter because it has permutation. So only thing is you should have the fingerprints like p1 p2 up to pn values same as the f of p, okay. So here there is a possibility like if we take 1 comma 2 comma 5 comma 6 comma 3 comma 4, and if you take a sum of p1 plus p2 p2 plus p3, so it will give you the same identity or same fingerprint. So 3 appears one, then 7 appears twice over here, then 11 one time and 9 one time. So again it generates the same fingerprint, okay. So here what they have mentioned is if there are multiple solutions you may find output of any of that, so it is acceptable. So if instead of shuffling the elements, like we can shuffle the elements in any order, but it is a more tedious process over here. But if you like look at it carefully, so one basic intuition or one basic observation we can find is if we just reverse this, so it will keep the same fingerprint as well as it will maintain the other two criteria, like it should not have the repeated element, or it should not like go out of bound, or so that's the case over here, because that is the like most efficient way, I would say, to solve this problem. So the code is very much simple, So here I have created the permutation forgery as a class file, and in the main method I am accepting the n and the p array. Then I am calling the solve function, and in the solve method what I am doing is I am iterating the p of p array in a reverse order, and every time I am just displaying the p of I. So that's the trick over here. So this is solution is fully accepted on the Codeforces, so you can refer this solution. And thanks for watching my video, and please like to my video and subscribe to my channel.